Hello, Christine here with Million Dollar Startup. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about margins and specifically profit margins in your business so that you can have a grasp of what different margin calculations are telling you about your business and how you can use those to compare your business performance with others in your industry, how you can compare your performance of your particular business over time, and how you can decide if it is going to actually be profitable to make more of a particular product or to sell more of a particular service. So let's start talking about how it is that you can know your margins and understand what they're telling you about your business. So first off, let's talk about the three most important margin calculations that you should be familiar with and that most people will use when they're evaluating their business performance. These margin calculations are first gross profit, operating margins, and also contribution margins. Use all three of these to tell you where your business is compared to others, where your business is compared to earlier time frames, and where your business is in terms of being able to make a profit on incremental sales. So let's start first by talking a little bit about gross profit margin, how you calculate that, and the information that gives you about your business. Gross profit margin is really telling you about the cost of your goods or services, if that's what you're selling, compared to the total revenue that the business brings in. So the gross profit margin is the ratio of gross profit to total revenue and then expressed as a percentage. The formula for this is just to take your gross profit divided by the total revenue and then reduce it to percentage by multiplying that by 100. The next thing that we're going to talk about is operating margin, and this tells you how your profits increase or decrease compared to other time periods for your business operations. And that operation is a calculation that shows your financial return on your sales. And that's something that you always want to know because you need to know how valuable your sales effort is and whether or not it's efficient and actually giving you enough margin to justify the expenses that you put into making a particular sale. So the way that you calculate operating margin is you take your operating income and divide it by the revenue. That will give you the margin, and then you multiply that by 100 to get the operating margin as a percentage. And you use operating margin to tell you how well the company is performing relative to previous time frames. So that's very important to know the trend of your profit margins, whether they're increasing or decreasing, and it also tells you if you see a big change, if you need to cut on costs, or if you need to operate for more sales volume. These margins are both important but they tell you about different things. Gross profit margin tells you how you are performing compared to your peers, and operating margin tells you how you are performing compared to earlier time frames for your business. So they're both very important, but they tell you different things about your business, and they also tell you some things about how you're performing compared to other people in your particular market. Finally, let's talk a little bit about contribution margin, and this will tell you a lot about how individual sales contribute to the overall profitability of your company. The contribution margin separates variable costs from fixed costs, and the reason for that is because it wants to tell you what is the profit margin for incremental sales. So contribution margin shows the operating leverage that you have in your business, or how growth in sales either contributes or takes away from profit growth. Because if you have a positive contribution margin, then you want to sell as much as possible because each additional sale contributes profit to the business. If you have a negative contribution margin, then you really need to go back and rework what is happening in your business and how you're getting a product out to the sales team so that you can make sure that each product and each individual piece of your sales plan is actually contributing to your business profits. So if you think about it another way, contribution margin is telling you how much does the sale of one additional widget contribute to your profit. Or if your contribution margin is negative, then you want to know how much the loss is for each additional sales and take steps to make sure that additional sales obviously return additional profits. So the way you calculate contribution margin is you take the unit price minus the variable cost and you divide that by the price, and then to get a percentage you multiply that by 100. So that's taking a look at the various margin calculations, and if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments and we'll be happy to get back to you.